Welcome, Chakriya Komolafe. This is my wonderful sister in love, Chakriya, and my nephew, my first nephew ever, Hezekiah Komolafe. He's joining this little mommy chat we're having, and they're coming to you guys all the way from Australia.
Yes.
So, Shaq, what time is it over there right now?
What time is it? It is 5 to 1 p.m. So just about 1 in the afternoon.
1 in the afternoon. And right here in Virginia time, we are almost at 11 p.m.
Oh gosh, we're like
yes.
a whole day apart, really.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And I don't know if y'all can see Ezekiel's watching TV in the background. So we're just being moms. Like, this is how we do
it. Mums at its finest. Being mums at its finest.
Exactly. No sugarcoating anything. So I'm so excited because my book is coming out, and it's June 4th is the release. You would think I'd have the book right here with me. Okay. My husband's going to grab it for me. But book's coming out June 4th, and I thought this is a great way to kind of count down into the book launch by talking to moms.
Yeah.
And in this, you're going to hear Hezekiah talking. You're going to see my kid running around. But that's all part of it. So
he's like, yes, pre-order. Let's go.
Yes, do what she said. Get your book. So yes, I wrote this book for moms. Moms like you, like me. We're in different stages of motherhood, but I thought it'd be cool to kind of talk to moms as they're mothering. So Shaq, if you can tell us who you are and who this little Bubs is and how old he is.
Oh gosh. Well, me, Chakriya. Hello, everyone. I'm so honored to be here. This is my sweet love, Hezekiah Komolafe. He is such a happy little baby. He has discovered his voice now, so he's just loves having conversations. He actually doesn't really like toys. He'd rather just like sit and look at people and stare at people, which is so interesting. And no, just being a mum has just been like the biggest joy. For me personally, I have always dreamt of being a mum. So the fact that I get to hold my son and embark on this journey, it's a dream come true. Truly a dream come true.
That's awesome. So please, because this is what, I don't know about other moms watching, but I always want to hear people's like stories of how they found out that they were pregnant and like, how did they feel? Because for you, you said you've always wanted to be a mom. Do you remember, like, the first question is, do you remember when you knew you wanted to be a mom?
I feel like all my, like, I would just like, when I was like a little girl, I just want like, I guess, a lot of little girls are like this, but you want to play with like the little babies, you want to like change their nappy, you want to like feed them. Like I've always been that little girl that just wanted to have like a little baby and like just mother and just, be the one that's kind of like responsible and being like, hey, yeah, mommy's gonna do this, mommy's gonna do that. Like we can play this, we can play that. Like I've just always had that in my heart, and it wasn't the question. I was just like, yes, I knew that I was just going to be something that I really wanted to be when I was older. And I think just now as an adult, it's like, wow, like it's, being able to walk with the Lord in this and just really dedicating this desire in my heart to him. He's revealed so much in the process. And it's so much more than just like, being a woman who takes care of like a little baby. No, it's like, you learn so much about God's love, and like you learn so much about yourself as a woman, and like we are so capable of so much. And I think being a mother, you realize like you're just limitless to what you can do, which I feel like a lot of moms can relate to that.
Yes, definitely. It's amazing all the things I have become as a mom that I was not aware I was going to be. But take us to the day you found out. Like, what happened? Were you suspecting something was different?
Did you know what? It was a week. I think I found out when I was perhaps maybe like 4 weeks or so. It was a weekend where I felt something was off, and I was like, oh, I don't feel too well. And so I ended up taking the weekend off work. And it was a Sunday, and we're just hanging out with my husband and I. We were just, I think, watching a movie or something. And I was like, oh, I had a feeling something was up. So I was like, oh, let me just take a pregnancy test. And I just had some pregnancy tests that I've had for like a couple of years, I don't know, just in case. Like in our marriage, like just in case something happens, I could just take it just to check. And so I was like, okay, yeah, I've got one. Let me just go to the bathroom. And I didn't tell him. I was like, oh, let me just go check. Like, oh, what if this is actually like symptoms? And so I went in the bathroom and I took it, and I was like, okay, did the thing. I put it down. I put it down upside down. Upside down and under the sink, because I was like, okay, let me just pray. I'm just like, okay, Lord, if this is positive, I just give this to you. And if it's not, then that's fine too. I just need to know, like, why am I feeling like this? Why am I feeling sick? And it's just, this is not just under the weather. And so a couple minutes pass. I'm like, okay, yeah. So I go underneath the sink and I pick it up and I look at it. And this is the one where you see like the lines. It's not a digital one. It's just like you see the lines. Flipped it, and it was like a double line. So it said I was pregnant. And I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like in the bathroom, just like, my husband's out here trying to like pick a movie for us or something. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Immediately I was like, Lord, thank you. Like I just immediately just dedicated him to God. I was just like, I don't know what to think right now. So I'm just gonna like, thank you. Thank you. And my second thought was, okay, let me just make sure that I know that this is actually like that I'm actually pregnant. Even though it said positive, I was like in denial. I was like, no, like it's an old test. Like I need like a proper digital one. I need to like go and
it's not real. This is like
oh no, this is like, it's an old one. Like it's like, what if it's just like a dud? And so come out and like, okay, honey, I'm just gonna go to the store and just pick up some things for lunch. And he's like, yeah, sure, okay, all good. So here I go off to the store, and I end up getting a digital one. And I got the digital one. Again, I was just like, Lord, in my heart, I was like so happy, because I was like, oh, if this is real, like I don't want to get too excited just in case if it's not so. And so I guess in my heart, I was just like, okay, Lord, like my heart was just kind of like, hop skipping. So I get to hi, Ezekiel. Hi.
I gotta wipe his nose. But okay, you got a digital one?
So I'm at the store, like, okay, let me just take this. I go to the bathroom. I, do the thing, and then I just put on a worship song, and I was just like, okay, this is 3 minutes. It says wait 3 minutes. And okay, so I just put on a song, and I was just worshiping in the public toilets. I was like, okay, God, I'm just going to give this moment to you, because I don't know what to do with myself. I'm just beside myself. Because again, we hadn't planned on getting pregnant right now. So it was definitely a surprise to me. Here I am in the public toilet. I'm like, yes, okay, wait for the song to finish. Then 3 minutes have passed, and I checked, and the song had ended, and then I checked it, and it was a digital one, and it said pregnant. I think it said pregnant 3+ weeks. And so I'm just like, at this point, I'm like bawling my eyes out in the bathroom, like just of joy, of just like, oh my gosh, this is so unexpected. Oh my gosh, how do I tell my husband? Like, I was just overwhelmed with just joy. And I was just okay. I'm like in the toilet. It's like, God, what do I do with myself now? Like, how do I tell my husband? And so, I mean, it was a happy moment, but then also just again a wave of like, okay, well, what next? Because it's such a, bringing life into this world is such a huge thing, and when it's unexpected, it's just like, oh, okay, kind of like a massive just like shift. And so, it was really sweet telling my husband too, and giving him like little baby shoes, and like writing a card with my left hand, so it's like kind of like ugly. And just in putting the test inside this little box and like giving it to him. So we just embraced each other, and we're just like, oh my gosh.
It's an experience that unlike anything else I could ever imagine. Like I
What's
I
your
wrote about it in the book too. Just the when you see those lines and you're like, wait a minute.
But like, is this true even though I'm feeling sick?
Yeah, like, is this like, and then you stare at your stomach and you're like, wait a minute. Your whole world changes. And that part, the pregnancy thing, oh man. What was the best part of being pregnant, and what was the worst part of being pregnant for you?
The best part?
Yeah.
The best part? I had really nice skin during pregnancy. I'm not gonna lie. I had really nice skin.
Skin, yes.
That was nice. I'm like, I don't think I've ever had a pimple ever. I was like, oh, this is interesting. I think like the kindness from people around me as well. It's like people are just like, you're suddenly just like a delicate flower to everyone, which was just, it was really sweet just seeing how people would treat you differently. And like, which is so true. Like when you're carrying and when you're bearing a child, like you are just so delicate and so fragile. So it was really interesting to experience that. And just seeing my husband care for me in such a way, which is like very different. It was love, but he loved me differently. And I think, yeah, it was just sweet. What else did I, what was it? What else was a highlight? I mean, for the most part, I had a really good pregnancy, if I like overall. Yeah, I did. And it was pretty incredible. During actually no, the first time that I felt him kick, I was like, oh my gosh, it was so surreal. You cannot explain the feeling of your bubby just kicking you from the inside. I can't to this day I can't even explain what the feeling is, but it's so sweet and it's so pure, and yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's definitely, feeling them move was the highlight for me. Everything else, not so much. The hormones, the mood swings. My poor husband. Any guys, I'm sorry. Like, if you are taking care of your pregnant wife, like, she is not herself. So just be kind. Yeah. Just be kind.
Extra kind. Everything, just sprinkle extra sugar and love on top.
Extra. Because those hormones are real. Oh, man. But it's all worth it. You're holding your little one.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So my question is, now that you are a mom, is the dream anywhere close to, or is the reality anywhere close to the dream? Because you dreamt of being a mom, and now that you are, is it close, or is it like, wow, this is not what I thought?
I think it's like nothing that I ever would imagine it to be, in the best way. So I know in my heart that growing up, I've always had just so much love to give. I'm like, oh, what do I do with all this love? Like, I just have so much love. I just want a big family. I just want to love on everyone. I just want to love on everyone around me. So, I think when he came, it's just like, I can't believe that I can like love someone so much. Like, I think the closest thing is probably like my love for my husband. And then it's like, whoa, like now I have my husband and me in a human form, and I get to love and teach and to like raise this little sweet boy. So it's everything I imagined and more. So yeah, makes sense. Like it's been such a beautiful experience. It's been such a joy, like tough and the most challenging thing. And still to this day, like so sometimes I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like trying to figure it out. But I love it, and I'm just embracing the unknown and embracing the challenges along the way. It's like, like I wouldn't have it any other way, even though it's like tough some days.
Yes, no, I feel you on that. It's like so beautiful, but so hard all at the same time. What tell us about the hard part. What has been the hardest part of, after Hezekiah was born? What has been the hardest part? I know they're different ones, but anything that comes out to you.
The first one is probably, I think one thing I struggled with the most is the loneliness. There are some nights where you just feel like even though I know I'm not, like in my mind, and the truth is I know I'm not alone, but there's just something that just, I think because again, it's just something I never experienced before. So I just felt so alone in it. Like, why do I feel so alone? I'm not alone. Like, why do I feel alone? And yeah, and I think just the hormones afterwards and just the changes in the body. And like, I didn't know what to expect. Like, you have a human being that was like, it touched you inside, and all of a sudden overnight, it's just like out of you, and like all your hormones have just switched overnight, like in an instant. And so I think my body just didn't know what to do with it. And like my mental space was just in a different space. So I guess just trying to navigate that. And yeah, you do feel like you're alone, but yeah, that's probably the most hardest bit. And just trying to communicate that and put it into words was really difficult, because some days you just can't explain how you're feeling. You're just feeling down, and you're just feeling down, and you just can't explain things, and crying over nothing for no reason. A lot of moments where I'm just like, why am I crying right now? I'm just seeing something, just cry, just thinking that he's growing older and just crying. Like, he's so tiny now, he's like a little bit big. I'm just crying over that.
Look, I feel you. He'd be crying, I'd be crying. We'd all be crying together.
We're crying together, having a crying party.
Trying to figure out like what he needs, trying to sleep. For me, that was the hard part.
So yes, sleep was it's still a huge thing.
Yeah.
We
were just talking about that last night. We're like, so what do you do?
Yeah.
My older two, oh yeah, they were down. They had like schedules. Great. And then my precious third were like, okay, maybe it was the pandemic. We just let everything just whatever. That's why it's almost
of the castle.
It's 11 p.m. and he's up. So brownie points for me. Mom of the year. He doesn't even look sleepy. See?
He's like, I'm just good, Ma. I'm just chilling. Hi.
Ezekiel, can you tell everybody why you're still awake?
Like, Ma, I'm living my best life. Like, I got money.
Let us know when you're gonna sleep. Can I have a high five? High five. Yeah. Oh, motherhood. I mean, it's beautiful. It's wonderful. For anyone watching, is there anything you want to tell them about motherhood? To encourage them, or, maybe someone dreaming of motherhood and they never thought they would be a mom.
Yeah. Truly, honestly, I believe it's probably one of the most biggest. It's such a privilege. Such a privilege to be able to carry a human being and give birth to them, however they enter into the world. And it's like, you are truly like a superhero. And I never thought that, being a mother now, I'm like, wow, like, mothers really do the most. They could clean a whole house, take care of a newborn, take care of themselves, make sure that they still shower, and make sure that they're taking care of their husband, all in a day. And it's so, like, I don't even have words. I'm just in awe of all the mothers out there. So even though you are capable of it, and I think you realize the capacity that you have, know that, you are just, like, the world wouldn't be like a place, like a great place without mums, taking care of the homes and raising the next generation as well. And, you were such a force to be reckoned with, especially in this generation. And also just to, if you can, prioritize having grace for yourself and prioritize having a little time for yourself. I know I read somewhere, and someone once told me as well, it was like a stranger, she was just like, oh, do you drink coffee? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, make sure just once a day, do something nice for you. Go out and get a coffee and just enjoy that coffee. Or just, again, like having a lot of grace for yourself. That's probably like the biggest thing. And do what's right for you and do what's best for you, because you could read up all these things about how to do this and how to do that, but at the end of the day, like, we have it in our DNA to be able to nurture and love our children and love our babies the best way that they need. So listen to your heart, listen to what's best for you and what's best for your child as well. And don't feel like you need to do what everyone else is doing. It's like, no, like, just do what works for you. And however that looks and whatever that looks like, just do it for you and for your own sanity. And if you can, take a break as well. You need that. And nap when they nap. Yeah. There's probably so much more I can say. But yeah, just take it, even if you got to take it hour by hour, just hour by hour. If you need to write a list of things that you need to do, I've been doing that lately. I'm just writing a list, even if it's just like, kiss my husband, brush my teeth, like you just got to decompress your mind, because it gets a little overwhelming, but you're doing amazing and you're doing the best, and there is no job in the world. It's not even a job, but there's nothing in this world like being a mother. It's, honestly, the highest honor that you could do for humanity. I really believe that.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. I love it. So my last question, how have you seen God move through motherhood? Like, any lessons that he's taught you? The book I wrote, well, we know the book I wrote, but I subtitled it Lessons of Faith and Hope. So any lessons of faith that God has taught you as a mom, or mum, as you say in Australia?
Mum, yeah. So many. Like, I'm not surprised you wrote a book about it, because there's so many. He is so, we were talking about this yesterday. Like, he's so present. He is so present if you allow him to take refuge in your heart, especially in the tougher moments and the tougher in the days where you're just like, I don't know what to do, and you're just like throwing in the towel. Like, he is so present, because you go, you get to the other side and you're just like, God, you're with me the whole time. Like, what was I worrying about? And for me in particular, he's been so gracious to teach me that, why worry when I'm just with you the whole time? So I've realized and I've noticed in myself that I don't really worry as much as I used to anymore about things. I used to worry so much, and or like if there's something wrong, or if I think there's something up with him, I don't worry. I just think, okay, what do I have to do? I think you switch into like that mum mode. It's like, you don't worry, you just figure it out. And I'm so grateful for that. What else have I learned? That, I'm more patient. Like, I realize, like, I'm actually really patient, and I didn't think I would ever have the patience. And he just taught me a lot of patience, which I'm, again, really grateful for. Being able to live out loud his love, because being a mom, it's like, okay, well, if I love Hezekiah this much, how much more does God love me? Like, how much more, Lord, do you love me if I love my son this much? And that just, it honestly just fills my heart knowing that truth. And so being able to echo just a little bit and be a vessel of God's love to my son, my family, my husband. Even like as a wife, like, I've learned so much as well. So it's, I could like literally go on, but probably. Yeah.
The lessons just continue to come, and each of us moms has something that we can give, not only to our families, our husbands, our children, but to other moms, to encourage them and just just spur them on. Like, I think together as moms, cheering each other on is so much better than like criticizing and like, oh, why does she do this and that? Like, it's hard in different situations. Whatever mom you are in whatever stage, we just want to encourage you and
like whatever works for you, you do that. Like, you know, there's literally no judgment at all, because every human being is different, you know, and so every baby is different. So mama, you just do what you got to do to make sure your baby is good and like you're good. And whatever that looks like, you just gotta do the best, and your best is your best, and that's enough.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Your best is your best, and that's enough. So, moms, the countdown begins for my book launch. Look, I have it right here. Woo! Yay! I'm excited. So, the book launch is going to be June 4th. 2 p.m. at Town Center Cold Pressed in Hilton in Norfolk, the Maine. Look, I have the address on the screen, so.
I love it. Put in your calendars.
Yes. And yeah, we'll do one in Australia at some point when we can all come down here and give little Hezekiah a hug.
Oh, he's such a cuddly bug. He'll give you a hug.
I just want to pick him up now, but says thank you so much for chatting with me, and
thank you for having me.
Yeah, this is fun. This has been fun.
I'm so excited.
I know other moms will be blessed. So look, mom in Australia is feeling the same thing you are, wherever you're watching from.
Mm-hmm. So, the good, the bad, the ugly, the overwhelming, and the happiest highs of highs. We're feeling it all right there within you.
Oh, all right. Well, give Hezekiah kisses and hugs to my brother. I'm sure he's at work now, but he'll watch this later. So shout out to Mo, my brother.
Mm-hmm. Best daddy ever. Thank you.
Oh, that's such a cute look. I wish I could take a picture now, but that's so cute right there. All right, signing off. See y'all later.
See ya. Hope little Ezekiel gets to bed soon. You can get some rest too.
Amen. I receive
it.
Bye. Look, he's waving. Bye.
Bye.